Arsenal 1, Burnley 0. This team, they are trying to give me a heart attack. That was the most stressful second half I've ever seen in my life. And there was so much about it that I thought we got wrong. There was so much about it that was really starting to frustrate me, really making me panic. But the ultimate thing that we got here is the 3 points, and that is all that matters. We're not going to beat Man City on goal difference. It will not come down to that. I don't believe it will come down to that. And I didn't believe it from the start when it went over to what's it, to the same point. Sorry, when we could be on the equal points. And we put Man City a footing in the title race. If it went down to goal difference, I think we would have lost. And I never thought we'd win that at all. But we got the 3 points, and all that matters now is one of two things happening. Either Bournemouth get a result. And I'm praying that Bournemouth get a result, because I just do not want to go through going to Selhurst Park and dealing with this all over again. I'm praying on you, Bournemouth. Please, I'm begging you. Get a really good result here, and you will be my second team for the next season. I will support you fiercely. But, anyways. Or, of course, we have to beat Crystal Palace and win the league. Now, the issue with us is that we don't score a lot of goals at all. When this game showed, we won again from a direct free kick, and that's the first direct free kick that we've scored in a long while. But I'm looking at these stats here. These are the first half stats, and this will tell you the whole story. First half stats: we had 72% possession, an expected goal of 0.67. We had one big chance, they had 0. We had 9 total shots, they had 3. We had 0 goalkeeper saves, they had 1. We had 3 corner kicks, they had 3. We committed 1 foul, they committed 7. 324 passes to their 121. We had to do 5 tackles, they had to do 11. We got 7 free kicks, they got 1. We got 0 yellow cards, and they got 1. That's the first half. And that sounds very dominant. Alright? Listen to the second half. Second half, 48% possession compared to their 52. We had an XG of 0.36 compared to their 0.06. There were 0 big chances created all of the second half. 4 total shots compared to their 2. 0 goalkeeper saves compared to their 1. No one had any corner kicks in that second half. We committed 6 fouls, they committed 9. We had 184 passes, they had 202. We committed 12 tackles, they committed 10. 9 free kicks compared to their 6, and 1 yellow card compared to their 2. And I want to focus more on the possession, because we kept giving it up in that second half. That first half, we were by far and away the better side. It was almost inevitable that we were going to score. But that second half, even though they only got an XG of 0.06, which is not a lot, the fact that we kept giving the ball away and we gave them opportunities to score a goal really did concern me. And in the last few minutes of the game, I was getting a bit panicky because I knew how close it was, and I know this team well enough to say they were panicking. And they absolutely looked like they were panicking to me. The mistakes that they were making, the fact that they were more interested in clearing it and holding on to it. But to be absolutely fair, in the ticking seconds of the game, they did hold on to it quite well. I believe Mosquera held on to it very well. But at the same time, they scared me so much in that game. But one thing everyone's going to talk about, and I've seen it all over. My throat's stuffy. One thing that everyone's talking about right now is the Kai Havertz red card. And I'm going to say this from an Arsenal perspective. I actually think that that was a red card. If you ask me, if that happened to us, I'd be calling for it. However, the one thing that no one is talking about is the blatant foul on Bukayo Saka that I've seen. I've seen it backwards. Saka tries to get a shot off. The Burnley player puts his foot in the way to block Saka's shot. He denies a goal-scoring opportunity. It's a foul, it's a penalty, and it's a red card. They should have had a red card. We should have been at least 2-0. But no one's going to talk about that because it doesn't fit their agenda. And you can look at the other 2 penalty calls as well. I haven't seen the Gyökeres one yet. I saw the handball one, and I think it's not... I don't think it's clear and obvious error in that one. I think the only real way you can tell is whether or not Saka is taking a shot in that. And if Saka's taking a shot, it's a penalty. But if he isn't, it's not. And I can't tell what Saka's really doing in that moment. Whether he's trying to take a shot or just pass it. But regardless, the fact of the matter is, they should have been down to 10 men long before we were. And that would have changed the game entirely. But, as I say, they won't talk about that. Because it's not Arsenal. They can't fathom this idea that Arsenal won. And the reason why everyone's having a go at the referee is just because it's Arsenal, not because of the fact that the referee was genuinely incompetent, and they were incompetent. Far and away, they were incompetent. But it's because it didn't affect Arsenal the way they wanted it to. But look, that's what you get when you're Arsenal. Whenever you're an Arsenal fan, you're not going to get the rival fans who are going to give you a fair, unbiased opinion. At least not many, anyways. You do get the likes of Henry Talks Football, for example, and he will tell you his absolute unbiased opinion, and fair play to him as a Tottenham fan. But overall, the overwhelming reaction to that game wasn't just Arsenal got out of it lucky. It's that Arsenal cheated. And they cannot fathom the idea that anyone can win the league without cheating at this point. Because their only alternative to it is Man City, a team that we know has been cheating. 115 charges. We're waiting for that to be filled now, but we know they did it. They absolutely did do it. And to top all that, they've been getting away with really shitty decisions consistently. This Kai Havertz one is the only real decision that that's gone in our favour that I've agreed is a bit dodgy. Other than that, I can't think of many times where I've looked at something within the context of the game and I haven't agreed with the on-field decision. But overall, it wasn't a great performance. Some players played better than others. I think Declan Rice absolutely stood out as our absolute man of the match. But my biggest concern in that game was Eze. I thought Eze had a pretty poor game. I thought Eze could have done miles better. But at the end of the day, all that matters is we got the win. We got the win, and that is all I care about. But let's get into the player ratings. And starting off in goal is David Raya. And David Raya, he didn't have much to do all game. He collected the ball a couple times. That's about it. I'll give him a 7. Christian Mosquera had a couple incidents where I was a bit shaky, but not too bad from him, especially in the last 9 seconds of the game, holding on to the ball the way that he did. Christian Mosquera, I'll give him a 7 as well. William Saliba. Now, William Saliba, he made a mistake in that second half, I believe. I believe it was him. And that could have cost us quite badly if that goal went in. Thankfully, it was nowhere near him. But still, it wasn't terrible defending, though. I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give the same to Gabriel Magalhaes as well, 7.5. I think they have very identical kind of game between Saliba and Gabriel. Ricardo Calafiori, for the time he played, I thought he did decently. I was hoping to possibly see a bit more in the attack, but I can't complain too much, especially after getting that 1-0. Ricardo Calafiori, I'll give him a 7.5. Martin Odegaard, he had an okay game. He looked like he wanted to go forward, and I can give him credit for that. But at some point, he's got to put the ball in the box just that little bit more. There's so many opportunities that he could have just put the ball in the box. We could have potentially had a header and a goal. And he just decides to play around with the ball around the edge of the box. And I can't understand why he does that. But I'll give him a 7. Declan Rice, we got him half price. He has to get at least an 8. Barest minimum an 8. That was a brilliant performance with it. Out of all the midfielders, he looked like he was the one in control of that midfield. Eberechi Eze, as I say, he was probably our worst player on the pitch. And it's not me insulting Eze, but he just did not have a good game at all. Taking him off was the right decision. Bringing on Lewis Skelly was absolutely the right decision. Eze, I won't be horrible. I'll give him a 6.5. Saka, Saka got the assist, and it was a corner to be fair. And it's been so long since we scored a corner, I've almost forgotten what it was like. But because of that, Saka gets a 7.5. And Kai Havertz, he was really reckless in that, but he did get us that goal. So I'll be a bit on the fence on that one, and I'll give him a 7. And Trossard, I thought Trossard had a good game. And it looked like he did come off injured. I hope that's not a serious injury, and it's hopefully a precaution. Because we can't afford to lose anyone out, especially attackers. But Trossard overall, I'll give him a 7. Mikel Arteta, he made the right decisions. Let me see who he actually took off and brought on. Yeah, he brought on Piero Hincapié, and he played quite decently. Miles Lewis-Skelly, and he played really well, I thought. And Victor Gyökeres for Kai Havertz. I will assume that Victor Gyökeres was coming off for Kai Havertz just to make sure we don't get that second yellow. And fair enough, fair enough. And Victor Gyökeres did play well as well for the time that he played. But overall, the substitutions did make sense. We could have had some more goals in it, but I won't blame Arteta for that. I'll give Arteta, I'll give him an 8. I think he deserves an 8. The referee won. And I'm saying that on behalf of Arsenal and Burnley fans. 1. That was god-awful from that referee. That referee should be sacked tomorrow morning. Unbelievably bad. And of course, the fans, I give them a million. I was outside the armory, and I saw the buses coming in, and there was flares everywhere. The people were sitting on the staircase. The crowds were going wild. The people were climbing up the bloody trees. Red flares everywhere, and that is what I want to see. If we saw that consistently, imagine that. But the fans get 10 million, and I don't need to explain that. I already have explained it. But there you go. There is my match review for Arsenal 1, Burnley 0. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment, and please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will see you for the match preview for Palace versus Arsenal. Goodbye for now.